Hello, welcome to the Networking 2 course here at Midstate Technical College. My name is Brian Kraus. I will be your instructor this semester. I am the instructor for the Network Specialist programs here at Midstate. However, I do teach in the security program as well as the computer support program. I have been instructor here at Midstate for over 3 years. And before that, I was in industry for over 20 years, working everything from computer technical support on up to managing at a local ISP where we served thousands of customers all throughout central Wisconsin and the neighboring states as well. This course, like I mentioned earlier, is Networking 2. This is the second course in the CCNA version 7, which aligns with the Switching, Routing, and Wireless Essentials curriculum. This particular course will consist of 16 modules. The way that this course is set up, some weeks we will be covering more than one module. But you will see as we go into Blackboard, I'll give you kind of a brief overview of the actual class of how everything is going to be laid out. We also use Cisco Network Academy, so I'm going to be referencing there. You all should have received a link in your email to get yourself an account on Net Academy. We don't really do as far as the assignments or the quizzes, exams on Network Academy. We're going to be doing that in Blackboard. However, I still want you guys to look at Network Academy because you can get additional content. There's some videos out there that you can use. There's also some, kind of mini games that you can use to like matching and things like that will help you drive some of these concepts home. I will show you now Blackboard. All right, you should see on the screen the picture of Blackboard. This is for the Networking 2 course. This first page here is just an announcement. It kind of goes through, what I'm going to be talking about in this video. We also have learning plans, which we'll skip here for now. Syllabus, you can always go back and reference this syllabus. This has the grading structure and my office hours, which is also listed under instructor info here. Also contact information and other great information. So that link is out there for you to use. Instructor info, here's my contact information. It has my work phone, my office hours, and my location. I'm actually on the Wisconsin Rapids campus. I do also teach in Stevens Point. But my actual office is on the Rapids campus. It's in room 113C, which is actually behind the student work area for 113. Listed here, I have my office hours is upon request. I don't have specific hours this semester. That may change, so always refer back to the syllabus if you do have any questions on that. I also want to point out some resources here. Like I mentioned earlier, we are going to be using Cisco Net Academy. So the first couple items listed here under resources, we have a link that goes right to Cisco Net Academy's website where you can log in. There's also, if you have trouble navigating Cisco Net Academy, I have an introduction to the Packet Tracer course listed here. Now this is an optional thing. It's actually a mini course that will step you through how to use Packet Tracer and go through Network Academy. We also include copies of Packet Tracer and Wireshark. These are both tools that we will use throughout the semester. Packet Tracer and Wireshark are both Windows applications. However, you can go out to the Net Academy website and download different versions of Packet Tracer for Mac, Linux, and for Android. Okay. Predominantly, this class is going to be using in person. We'll also be recording the lessons in Teams. So if you're unable to get to campus, you can certainly join the meeting. There will be meetings set up. This class is meant to be taught synchronously. So even if you choose to stay at home, you are still expected to be logged in to that meeting during the proper time, okay? I will be using Teams as a means to take attendance. So even if you are in class, I am going to ask you that you log into Teams no matter where you're at for a couple different reasons. One, I am doing attendance from there. Two, we can share then everything I have up on the big screen will be right in front of you. As well as other students may throughout the semester want to share their screens. That way everybody can see what's going on there. If for some reason there's an issue with Microsoft Teams, our fallback will be Blackboard Collaborate. You'll see that link in Blackboard. Okay, I don't anticipate ever having to come here, but you never know. If there's an issue with Microsoft some week, we will fall back on Collaborate, and I will post that update in the announcements, so you will understand what's going on there. And last but not least here, before we get into learning plans, there is actually a link here as well that will get you right into the team for networking too. Okay, so click on that link and that will log you right in. You can use Teams via the web interface. However, I also recommend that you download the client because you get notifications and things along that nature if you have that client installed. All right, learning plans. Just real quick here, I'll just dive in here. The way that I'm going to be handling late work as well, it kind of ties into the learning plan thing, is you're going to see typically when you log in a 3-week window. I'm going to be opening up classes a week before so you can see what's in there if you have questions. And then I'll have the last 2 weeks of classes also listed there. Once they are gone, I will no longer accept late work for that class. If you have an issue, you are going to turn in something late, please contact me and I can work with you to work out some sort of arrangement. But basically how it works, all work is going to be due on Sunday night at midnight. Anything after that time will get 10% taken off. Okay, and then after the 2-week period, it will be a 0. You will no longer be able to turn in late work. Okay, an example of one of our units here, like I mentioned earlier, we do have 16 modules in this course. Some of the modules are shorter, so we're actually going to combine them. So like, for example, Unit 2 consists of a switching concept module and a VLAN module. So we'll be covering 2 modules that week, but it's going to be considered one unit. Okay, so as far as the assignments and everything that you see in there, it'll all be part of that unit. So let's go into Unit 1 here. So at the top, we will always show the competencies and objectives that we are going over for that unit. Then we will have the listing of the content that's covered in that unit. It'll list all the topics that we're going to be talking about within our lectures. Okay, then we'll have our learning activities here that will show all the packet tracers or other information that we do here as well. If we get to a point where we are back in class, we do have some hands-on labs that we will also occasionally do with some real equipment. So if it lists in here packet tracer, that will be a packet tracer lab, or it will just say a lab. Okay, if it says lab, that will be a hands-on type of a lab. Underneath that, you'll see the notes. This is based on the PowerPoint presentation. You can download these to take any notes if you will. And the way this course is going to be broken up, there's going to be a weekly assignment and a weekly lab. Okay, the weekly assignments could have anywhere from 1 to 4 packet tracers in it. Depends upon how difficult they are. These are typically fairly quick assignments. For example, this first one here is just configuring SSH. We kind of talked about that a little bit in Networking 1. This is kind of a refresher. It's a very quick one. So this particular week, there is going to be 3 different packet tracers. Each one will be worth 10 points. So this assignment total for Unit 1 will be 30 points. Okay, so you can download these packet tracers. And then you can download the Word docs that go along with that. The Word doc is also in the packet tracer. Then at the bottom, we have our lab. Typically, the lab will consist of 1 or 2 packet tracers, and really the lab is the summation of everything that we've done so far. So, for example, implement a small network here. We're going to be probably doing SSH. We're going to be looking at interfaces. We're going to verify connectivity. So really, this is like the culmination of everything that we've done for this week. Because of that, these do take a little bit longer and they are worth more points. Typically, a lab will be worth 20 points. All right. One thing you may notice is I'm not going to have quizzes every week. I am also not going to be having a midterm. This is only going to be a final at the end of the semester. However, each of these modules are broken into groups. So at the end of each group, we will have a test that corresponds everything within that group. So this will not be retroactive back. If we're working on a module 7 thing, you're not going to be tested on a module 1 thing. Okay, this is only going to be everything from the last exam on. So for example, there's our first test, if you will be after module 3. We'll cover modules 1, 2, and 3. After that, we will cover modules 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then there will be another one. So that test will only be on the 4 modules covered, 4 through 7. Then after 10, there will be one, after 13, after 15, and last but not least, after module 16, there will also be one. Okay. Hopefully this answers all your questions. If not, please feel free to ask during our first lesson. I will also have an introduction in class. It won't be as in-depth as this is, but you can certainly get any questions answered at that time.